There they are, the rock and roll family.
That's right.
What's
It's a
up,
good one.
guys? It's good to catch up with you. Thanks for taking a little time, man. Caden,
Yeah.
nice to finally not see a picture and see you, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. So the loud hailer, you guys having a blast with that, right, Daniel? You guys,
We're getting it started. Yep.
yeah. Caden, the name. Where did you get loud hailer name? I've been meaning to ask you that.
Actually, it was my dad that came up with the name because he was reading an article one day and
Okay.
then described the loud hailer as a megaphone and then said that seems like it would be a good band name.
Yeah, yeah, good good influence from dad. That rock and roll spreads like a disease, doesn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, well, yeah.
No,
Sometimes they use the loud hailer, they pump heavy metal music through it, and
yeah,
when they got like some enemy under siege or something.
absolutely right. Yeah, no, it's a great name, and I was like, I gotta ask Caden or Daniel, where they got the name. It's a great name, and the first track's great, a great driving rocker, man. Great work on that guitar, Caden.
Thanks.
Love that solo in it, and I just get a kick out of you guys because I've talked about it on the show. My father was a carpenter, and I was supposed to have the tool belt and be the Portuguese guy building houses, which I can do, but I became the rocker. But for you, Daniel, as a father, to see your son be inspired by the same stuff, that's got to be cool. And to see him kind of, flourishing, and he's got a talent, and I know he's got the passion. I've talked to him. How is that for you? Is that cool, man?
Yeah, it's really totally unexpected,
Yeah,
and I
no.
never imagined it. And now that it's happened, I'm just thrilled. Couldn't
So
be happy.
yeah, influence. I mean, you guys rocking together, I think is so cool. How many father and son combinations can do that? And Caden, when did you know? How old was he? Like a few. I'm sure it was just a few years back that you knew you were going to be a lifer. That I want to do what my dad's doing. I want to rock. I want to be a rocker, man.
I started playing guitar whenever I was 13, and then
Okay.
whenever I started playing it, I fell in love. But there's also a story too where I actually started showing signs that I had an interest, like way back whenever I was like 3 or 4.
Okay. So
There
you
was,
you felt it way back then. Now, Daniel, did you see that? Did he gravitate right to our music, the stuff we grew up on right away?
well, it all started when I was driving in my car, and I had the Blood of Nations on by Accept. All of a
Okay.
sudden, I hear this little voice in the back seat going, "Give him the axe!"
Ah,
Well, maybe.
excellent, excellent. So you knew, yes, yes, he's getting it. But yeah, because hard rock and metal, it's a feel thing. You're either a lifer or you're not, because the music's so passionate, so real, and that title. Live My Life, man. Great title, inspirational, and that's what rock and roll is all about, right, man? Living your life, your dream, and just
Yep.
being and man, so many rockers like yourselves I've met through the years, such cool people, and I mean I've been to so many shows, and you just meet so many great rockers. I think we're we're all a little off center. Us lifers of music, and some people outgrow it, right? And they think you should outgrow it, and I don't see that. Like we talked before, Daniel. You were like, no, I can't see myself stopping. And I see the same for Caden. Like he loves it so much, it's in his blood. And I think subconsciously you put that in his head when he was 3, right? Playing those records and stuff. So he just got it.
Yeah.
But
And he
hey,
liked it naturally.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Now, hey, catching up back to the beginning of the year, when this COVID thing hit, what was it like for your family? You guys, did you believe it at first? What was up?
Well, I've always been skeptical. I mean, even to
Me
the
too.
length that they're willing to take it to. I
Sure.
mean, obviously, there was definitely a virus, but
Yep.
do we have to go to the extremes we went to, and do we have to still be following all these protocols? That I have some doubts about.
Yeah.
Just don't really trust them. But I can say this, because of it, um,
maybe this was why the "Live My Life" song even happened.
Yeah,
Because
sure,
we
sure.
were on lockdown, and I was in here, and I found some old lyrics in my bedroom closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I really like these. These are from about right when I was around Caden's age.
Yeah.
And I put the song lyrics on my table over there, and I was telling Caden about it. Like, I'd really like to turn that into a song.
Hmm.
So then, like, probably like the next day, I wrote a bass line for it.
Right.
He's like, hey, Caden, come listen to this.
Yeah.
You know? And then he's like, I know who's gonna play guitar on that.
Jump right in there, right, Caden?
He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll give you a shot. And he's exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, no, it's a great driving song, great riff, and I love the soloing in there. You know, you got a lot of good soloing. You got some chops in there. You're starting to show some technique and skill, and the best way to do it is the way you're doing it. Learn, you get a lot of these Berkeley musicians that go to Berkeley, but they all sound the same. Great technique. The best way to learn is like how you guys did. It was just a passion, a God-given talent, and a drive to figure it out your way. You kind of write your own book, and I think you're doing it that way, Caden. So do you feel that way? That just learning on your own, not really. Don't go by everybody else's book, right?
I definitely do feel that way because the one thing that I knew whenever I started playing guitar was this is how I can find my voice.
Absolutely.
I sound different than everybody else, and that's still a goal. And I'm proud to say I think I'm almost there for finding my own voice.
And it is, it's a great voice because music is so powerful. And if you write that song, like how many songs do we all have ourselves through the years that there's that certain verse in there that those couple of lines they just strike you, And the "Live My Life" I thought was a great way for you guys to kick it off. Now, you guys got everything on. How many you got on streaming now? You're on the streaming platforms with Loudhailer now, right?
Yeah. We just have the one song right now.
Just the one, the single right now, right?
Yeah, just the one. But we've got almost the whole album, conceptualized.
Cool.
And so we've been like doing like about every 2 weeks on our Facebook page, on our Facebook page. And Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing like some performance videos, just like show part of the song.
Yep.
Part of the song idea.
Yeah.
And we're going to develop all those into full-blown songs.
Yeah, that's great. I've been catching little clips of that, and you were doing some stuff for a little while, Daniel. The videos where you're just commentating on your gigs, on one of your songs, one of your performances. You just kind of just bullshitting and talking about the night. And I thought that was a pretty cool way to just, connect with fans and just put something, keep yourself out there, and talk about what you do,
I put a couple of those out there. I mean, that's a result of COVID also.
Mm-hmm.
Everything got shut down, so I didn't even have band practice. So I was going like nuts.
Going nuts. Yeah.
I had to do something.
Everybody was assuming something, yeah. And like you said, good things come out of that, you know what I mean? So, Daniel, catching up on Stage of Dreams, have you had time to evolve any Stage of Dreams stuff since we last talked? Because, I mean, we talked before the virus and all this stuff, and you were getting it all together and all that stuff at the time, and so is that all kind of, is Loudhailer taking a little time from that because you guys are feeling Loudhailer right now?
I wouldn't say it's taking time from it. I mean, I always seem to have time for as much music as I can possibly handle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it's great. It's therapy, man. It is great. Like, Caden, right? Sitting down with a guitar, if you're bored, man, and boom, after an hour you come up with a riff or a little progression of some kind, and you're like, oh, man, I got something in the bank just by accident, just by, being in moments of brilliance, all the time, right, guys? Yeah.
Stage of Dreams, though, there's some things going on behind the scenes I can't really get into too much.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, we've hired a producer.
Oh, okay.
For the next EP. So we're gonna see how that comes out. I'm sure it's gonna be great, but I can't really say too much about it now. Yeah.
No, well, I saw a video where you opened up your delivery and you got some wheels for some of the stage stuff. I said, oh, he's giving a hint there.
I was going to start building the stage. So I got the wheels. I was going to go buy the wood to build the first platform. And, long story short, my drummer has a lumber yard.
Okay. Oh, great.
But this is the thing. He's like, now is the worst possible time you could buy wood. It's like 3 times the cost of what it normally is.
Right.
With that, I'm still going to do it, but then just the twist of fate brought us into this other studio we're going to go to with this producer, and that's not cheap. So,
yeah, no, of course, yeah. You got to invest in that, yeah.
I'm going to delay the actual building for a little bit longer.
Sure, and work on... Yeah, the music, yeah. Put it into the music. Yeah, you got to do it step by step, yeah. So, but I was wondering about that because that's a big idea you got, and I always rooting for you on that. Now, Caden, you, Loudhailer. Now, is Loudhailer just you and Daniel right now? You and your dad?
Just us right now.
And you guys are doing the instrumentation and all that, right? Any plan? Are you guys planning on getting a live band, like a couple of musicians?
Yeah, that would be easy for us to get a couple guys to join in. We're trying to get everything written,
right?
And then have a couple people join in and with our live performances.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see Loudhailer come to life. You know what I mean? So you guys got a whole album written already for Loudhailer, then?
Pretty close.
Pretty close, right? And how long did it take you guys to throw that together? It all just you got inspired. You got going with the riffs, Caden? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he writes all the time. So he's like, "Hey Dad, I got an idea. Hey Dad, I got an idea."
Awesome.
I'll put him on CD.
Awesome.
And then on my way to work, I'll listen to him and I'll start singing to him.
Right, stop feeding off it, right? Yeah.
Like it just seems so easy.
Yeah, no, well, see, that's when you're getting moments of inspiration and brilliance. Yeah, when you're getting that feeling, everything else, just put it aside, man. If you guys, if he's throwing riffs at you and you're sitting in the car going, damn, Caden's got another one here, man. I'm hearing a vocal harmony to this, Yeah, you can't put that stuff aside because I'm sure I've said to other musicians, Daniel and you, Caden, that's why I always say record when you're practicing, when you're just on the guitar, just screwing around at home. Always record because the moments of brilliance. How many ideas, Daniel, or you, Caden, have you lost in your head walking down the street? You get this melody and you're like, wow, that's a great hook. And by the time you get home, it's like, oh, damn, I lost it, right? Have you ever had those moments?
That happened a lot of times.
To you, right? Too, Caden, right? You getting that?
So how about this? I used to have a voice recorder.
Right.
I used to have it on me all the time,
Yeah, absolutely.
One day in the morning, it fell out of my pocket, and I couldn't find it. I'm on my way to work. I'm like going around. I'm like, where did it go? I come home, and here, the dog tore it into bits.
Oh, man. And you had stuff on it?
I lost hours and hours of
wow. Because, I tell you, even like if you might be working on a song and you're working on lyrics and you get a verse or a couple of verses, it's like, oh, that's that second verse. Yeah, it could be that. And you're trying to remember it. And if you don't have something like that to catch that moment, you could lose a lot, So you guys are getting... go ahead, Caden. What were you going to say?
Because knowing me, I'll just usually just think of stuff at school whenever I'm just sitting there, and then they're like teaching.
Yeah.
The main thing for me is like music's always on my mind.
Yeah, man, because you're just getting off your feet. You're a young guy, and I remember the days, and I'm sure your dad does, when we had those feelings. And look, we still got them. We're still lifers for this music, and you're at the infancy of that, man. You're building your foundation, so the magic and the goosebumps you're feeling, I feel you, brother. I've been there, and I still get them today, and I know that excitement you're feeling. So, you're just consumed, and especially when you're throwing songs together with your dad, like Live My Life, You walk away from that recording going, man, that's pretty cool, man. I'm ready for another one, right? Yeah, no doubt.
And also on Facebook, I know he posted this, and I posted this on Instagram recently. we're in the process of almost finishing up our second song.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's great, man. And is that in the same vein, a good straight rocker right in your face, or is it?
It's actually something different. 'Cause
Okay.
we wrote a power ballad,
All right.
and we're doing an acoustic version of it, and we'll do a full band version on the album.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, you got a tune that gives you those three different phases. Yeah, it's so it lends itself acoustically too. And how you guys liking the acoustical side? Have you tried to do a bluff on that yet?
Yeah, I mean, we started recording it. It's actually a little more challenging in some respects.
Right.
When you don't, when there's not a whole band playing.
Absolutely.
It gets down the way it needs to be. It's a definitely a different animal. And I haven't really recorded an acoustic song before.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna come out really good.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get a great melody on there with your voice. Your voice will lend itself to it. But yeah, that's also the sign of a great song that can lend itself acoustically. So if you guys are finding you're struggling maybe acoustically on it, to make it sound right, maybe sometimes you might find stuff for the electric version through that by, you might be like, wow, this is, whatever we added to this acoustic one will lend itself to the electric version of it. You know what I mean? You find stuff through that battle, right, Daniel?
Yep.
Yep, right, Caden? Yeah.
That is definitely something that I have been considering, because the main struggle for me is the solo.
Okay, me too. When I was going through it, same thing for me. It was always the hardest part, right?
Yeah, it's been the hardest part for this song in particular, because I was thinking of doing something like different for the acoustic version, and then throwing something like very much short melodic shred in for the full band version.
Yeah, and that's great because it will give the song a whole different dynamic. Fit the vibe of that acoustic thing. Yeah, but definitely the battle there. Yeah, all the time. Now, what I like about hearing you play solos, Caden, is that you're playing melodic solos. Your solos, you're doing what the greats do. Like, why do we love Judas Priest, Daniel? The guitars, because the solos were songs in themselves, right? It's not always about a million miles an hour, showing how fast you are. It's like the lyric, the vocal line melody. The solo should be that way, You should be able to sing that solo in itself, and that's one thing I noticed about you. So keep on that track. Feel it, man. Just feel it. Don't worry about am I playing fast enough. If it suits the song, it's what belongs there.
I honestly never cared about going and being like that guy that shreds faces off.
Right.
Stuff. I always wanted to be that guy that served the song, served its purpose.
You just said it right there perfectly, myself. Serve the song. Yep. Yeah, and that's exactly what you're doing. I hear that on Live My Life. It's about just, it's dynamics. You know what I mean? A lot of, like, I talked to Lucas Canopa from Void Vader last week, and we talked about Yngwie, and he says Yngwie influenced them shredding. But the thing with Yngwie, it's like, after an hour of that, I'm like, yeah, those are unbelievable scales, and he's really fast, but I need some dynamics. Slow it down. Bend the string, And, and right, Daniel? Do you agree with that, Daniel, as a musician?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have feel.
It's got to have feel, right? Yeah. And that's what, like, saying on your track, Live My Life, it's you got that feel, so keep on that track. It's very, very, very cool. So, what's the plan now for the next few months for Loudhailer? Getting the second song done and
getting that out and released to everyone.
So, release everyone. Are you releasing them one by one? Are you going to release a couple, then get the rest ready, and then do a full release?
Our main goal is to probably release about maybe 5 singles.
Okay.
And then release the whole album.
Mm-hmm. Then release the whole album. Yeah, so you guys are writing like crazy. He's feeding you a lot of stuff, huh, Daniel?
Yeah, he's doing most of the work.
That's awesome.
I do a lot of my work just driving in the car on the way to work, or on the way
Yeah.
home, or on the way to band practice, or coming home from practice.
Yeah.
That's when I do most of my work.
Yeah, and I
Thoughts come to me when I'm driving.
yeah. But it's great for Caden. I think that's a great asset to him that he has a father like you who gets where he's coming from. How many kids talk to their dads about stuff they can't relate to each other? And this is something you guys can totally relate. Caden's got a question about Iron Maiden. Dad's got an answer, right?
He probably got the answer. He knows
Before
more
you,
than I do.
more than so. There you go. There's
Best.
you just yeah.
That is true.
Is Maiden the big thing for you too, Caden?
Yeah, Maiden has always been a huge part of my music career because of the purpose of Serve the Song. That's something that I've always been stressed to
Okay.
by a lot of people.
Yes.
And then also seeing that's what my heroes like Dave and Adrian and Yannick do.
Yeah, man. You're saying all the right things, my friend. You definitely got it. And when I talked to your father a while back, he told me about that Iron Maiden show where you had the Bruce Dickinson mask and you were walking through there like you were the man.
He asked me, he's like,
How cool is that, man?
he's like, Dad, can I wear this mask to school? I'm like, no, you won't get the same reaction if you wear it to school.
Definitely, you go to the Maiden show, walk through the place with that. Yeah, you're getting some attention, right, Caden?
People are getting their picture taken with them and everything.
Yeah, no.
Like a rock star.
Where did you...
And
Go ahead.
he sometimes is the Eddie in my Iron Maiden tribute.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he
Oh,
puts the mask on and comes out on the all ages shows. We have him do it.
yeah, so that's great. So get him involved that way. So Caden's having a blast, right? No wonder you love this, Caden, right? It's fun, the passion, music. And if you can affect people... If you can affect people with your music, man, that is so cool, right?
He's a potential Yannick, too.
Oh, yeah.
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 Explain that to me now.
So the reason being is because he knows this. I'll always be like playing guitar, practicing up in like the living room or something.
Yeah.
And he knows this. I will move around like so much. Like I'll just jump on furniture and stuff.
Yeah, our fourth floor.
Yeah, our fourth floor. There's like one part where our floor's caved in too, and not caved in. No, not caved in, but almost.
There's a little squeak there now from you jumping off.
Yeah.
Performance.
A little worn out in that spot, right?
No one's falling through or anything.
Oh man, that's great. But you got to learn you got to also with your playing, Caden. You got to get your shapes right. You got to work on your moves, right? And sometimes you're just feeling it. You're like, oh man, this feels good. I got to move, right?
Like for his birthday party this last year, he had birthday party jams, and so we cranked out 15 Iron Maiden songs, and he was the only guitarist there this year.
Really? No kidding.
Yeah, he played them all. And we were like, I had Tim and Sean from my tribute band, and Caden played all the guitar, and I was like, my God, I didn't realize how far he evolved.
He's gone, right? All those hours, they pay off, right, Caden?
He played a lead and everything. For every song, he knew all the leads and everything. I was like, wow.
Not every lead there. I played rhythm for some parts.
Okay, well, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit.
He did good enough, right? Yeah.
Trust me, so there you go.
Yeah.
Caden, besides Iron Maiden, what other guitar players really tickle your fancy there, That you really go, oh man, I like what that guy's doing.
It's you'll hear a little bit of Eddie Van Halen.
Of course.
The happening part in my life, because I just whenever he died, I just went into Eddie Van Halen's playing.
Sure.
He became like one of my greatest influences.
Wow, no kidding. So Eddie got you.
I ended up just going on to just learn how to be like really better at tapping than I was. So that was like one thing that I wanted to do. Then there's Brian May of Queen with harmonies and stuff. 'Cause I've been
Wow.
always a sucker for harmonies.
Very cool, man. Guitar player, yes.
And then there's also Sinister Gates of Avenged Sevenfold. that
Oh,
I've
okay.
listened to a lot recently. Because actually, yesterday, I played a Schecter in Guitar Center with a friend, and I could not put that thing down for hours.
Really, you like the Schecter, right?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it you like about it? The action, the neck,
Oh, just everything.
just everything. It felt good.
Yeah, you put a guitar, you give me a guitar, because the one thing that's rare about me is, like, I do not complain whenever I'm playing guitar about anything.
Yup.
I will just straight up play it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
If it stays in tune, you're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it stays in tune.
Yeah, I've always kind of been the same way myself. I've never bought really expensive guitar. I actually have a Schecter, I got a Guild, I got a Kramer, and through the years, always dreamt about having a $10,000 Les Paul, but never had one. You know what I mean? But yeah, like you're saying, if it's got a good bridge, stays in tune, you know, the neck feels good. I myself, I prefer a Les Paul neck over a Stratocaster. Have you ever compared the two yourself?
Well, actually, I do own a Fender Stratocaster. That's
Oh.
actually the guitar that I wrote most of the Loudhailer album on.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. So the sound too. I forgot what you told me on the show you were playing out of for that song.
Yeah.
What-
I played this is going to be shocking. I played my first guitar on that song, on Live My Life, which was a Squire Stratocaster.
Nice. That's great
I
though.
got for free from a guy from the church.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Guitar, one of his first guitar.
There's a great example that it doesn't matter, man. As long as it
Yeah.
stays in tune, just play it. If you got it, you got it.
And that's the only guitar he has that's tuned down to D standard.
Oh, okay. Get you that down tune.
That's why he played that one.
Okay.
You know, but all his other guitars are,
Yeah.
you know, what? You got one at half step and you got how many at standard?
3 in standard
Yeah.
and 1 in half step.
Yeah.
So you ever think about getting a 7-string? Those look like fun.
I
Have you
have definitely thought about getting a 7 and 8 string.
right?
And maybe even a 9 string.
Right? I've thought the same thing. What do they got? 8-string basses now and stuff like that. You know, you can get. Is that fun though, Daniel? Some 8-string bass, hit some power chords on that thing? No?
No, my hands aren't that big.
But yeah, you're thinking about it, Caden, huh? 7-string, right? I've always thought about it. Gives you, I mean, Korn's used the shit out of those guitars, you know?
Yeah. That is definitely crossed my mind
Yeah.
because of how heavy they can sound, and they'll obviously give you a wider range of notes too.
Yeah, you get that extra.
Reflection is big for me.
Right.
And he's always talking about buying a new guitar. All the time.
Right?
Every day. Once he gets one, he's already planning on what the next one could be.
How many you have now, Caden?
5 already.
5?
They're not good.
Oh, man.
You never have too many.
That's awesome.
He's got more guitars than the years he's been playing.
You gotta have the different tools, right? Someday this one feels better on this song than that one, right? Do you try them all when you're doing a song, or do you just know which?
I'm on like every guitar basically for writing, and just try a whole lot of different things.
Right. So you do experiment with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one thing too is like, whenever I was in Guitar Center yesterday with my friend, I ended up playing so many Loudhailer riffs on that Schecter just out of curiosity to see how it sounded. I'm happy to say that I think they were the best they have ever sounded.
No kidding, right? No, and the Schecters, they're not that expensive, are they? They're not. Yeah, they're reasonable.
They can vary.
Yeah.
And, yeah, because like they could go anywhere from like 500
Right.
to about 1,300.
About
And I know
1,300.
He's just the guitar player in me, but 1,300 is not as bad as Gibson or Fender that
Absolutely.
charges like $5,000 a guitar.
Yeah. You're you're absolutely right. And you, Daniel, playing bass and you strum some guitar. Do you have a lot of axes yourself besides the Gene Simmons axe bass that you have?
This is all I have right here. This
Right
little
there.
sound gear bass.
Yeah, and that works for you, and you get the job done with that, huh?
Yeah, a long time ago, I played this exact model in the studio with Nightcrawler.
Oh, right, the Nightcrawler stuff. Yeah, played a few of
But it was
those.
actually at a time where we didn't actually, those songs never got released. The songs I recorded with them, I actually played my Rickenbackers at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I had to sell my Ricks to buy a PA system because I converted to a singer.
Okay.
So, that bye-bye Ricks, hello PA system.
Hello, POA. You got to do what you got to do, right, to get the.
Then I saw this bass in Guitar Center one day, and I had just talked about it, like literally, like that same day I said something about that model of bass.
Right.
I walked into the Guitar Center, and there it was, used one, very affordable. I'm like, I'm buying that right now.
No kidding.
It was a fate. You know?
Right?
Literally a fate. I was like, apparently I need a bass in my life.
It's true, brother. The universe works in crazy, crazy ways, man. And just like that, like you're saying, when you get those goosebumps about something, a moment like that, you go, "Wow, it was meant to be." Yeah, it was. It was meant to be, man.
It was meant to be. I needed it.
Yeah.
Like it was, no doubt.
No doubt. Hey, so we're in 2021 now, guys. Well, how do you see the year opening up? You know, Caden, for you in school, and Daniel, for you as a man with a family here. How do you see it all? How was it down your end, your state there?
It loosened up a little bit. We started playing some shows, but like I'm supposed to have a show tonight. It got canceled.
Okay, so still.
The owner got fined on Monday for having too many people in there.
Okay.
Now they have to go to court, and they don't want to have my band because there'll be a big crowd, and they don't want to get fined again.
Right, you'll have all your fans there, and there you go. So you're still going through that on your end too. I think. And Caden, for you in school, how's the school situation in your area?
It's kind of been a living hell, basically.
Really? Thank God for music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I put that is because we have to switch from day to day on going from online and going into school.
Really?
So, yeah, that's how it's been able to keep down the cases, but it's been like really much a living hell for everyone.
Right. What a pain.
Because I've heard this too, and there are like almost like half my grade, or I might be exaggerating on that, but like half my grade could be at risk of failing. For the entire year.
Wow. Do you find it harder, Caden, to do the Zoom class than it is to be in class?
Definitely.
Right. You don't feel like you're in it, right?
Yeah, it's harder to keep concentration, and like sometimes the teachers might even forget that we're there sometimes.
Right. Jeez.
Because they'll just continue. I mean, like, if any of them watch this, then I'm sorry, but it's something that I dealt with sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, really, I mean, a lot of young guys like yourself are going through that right now. I mean, we had a politician here in Rhode Island somewhere. She was drinking a Corona. They got her on the Zoom, and they're working. They're doing a meeting. They're supposed to be working for us, the people. And she said, drinking a Corona, I think she thought she was off camera. So I'm like, these politicians, I don't know, make me crazy. But the Zooming, yeah, right? It's nuts. But the Zooming thing, yeah, for the kids, I mean, I've heard that a lot, Caden, that you guys, it's tough, to be in it when and why are they doing that day on, day off with you guys there? Why do you think, they think that's curbing something?
That's to help keep the cases down.
Yeah, that's what
That's what the idea is.
Yeah, the whole idea to keep oh man, I'm just hoping this stuff really opens up this year, and down your end, Daniel, Haymaker, Ed would be thy name. You've been doing a couple of shows here and there, sneaking a few here and there, right?
Yeah, we got with Hay, we got a couple in.
Yeah.
But Edward, we've been trying, but you know,
I,
it just isn't working out right now.
right. For as far as within the band or just trying to get gigs with
Oh,
Edwin?
just the gigs.
Just the gigs. You guys are still all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we're still good.
And what's a gig like for you now, Daniel, down there? I know over here they got people all. You got to stand at your tables and dance there. Nobody's. Is that what they're doing down your end too?
Yeah,
You five
everyone's
people to a table, kind of thing.
10 people to a table, 10 people in a dance group. You're not allowed to intermingle.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Try to get some energy going in that room, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
It's tough, right? You can't. The people can't come to the stage and stand there and give you a high five and just mingle. Because that isn't that the thing about a show? It's the energy of the crowd, right? All of us getting together and sharing that music,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean, at this point, I'm like, how many people out there have already had COVID and how many people have the vaccine? Raise your hand.
Right.
It's going to be everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, same thing here. My parents just got theirs, and everything's going well here. And I think, I just think it's time. I mean, we got to get to some kind of normalcy, right? Get some Loudhailer out there in the clubs, right? Caden, get some Loudhailer live out there.
I definitely am like eating at the bit.
Right, because I mean, you're getting the experience with your dad recording, which is a great experience because when you got those headphones on, you hear everything. Right? Playing live, you can get away with a little squeak here and there, but when you're recording something, right, you hear everything. So that's a great lesson for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Right? So, do you enjoy playing live? Do you get the butterflies still? I mean, we always feel that anxiety, but do you get really nervous, or are you like, man, I'm nervous, but I want to go get it, Because early on, you got to get your legs under you, right?
A little bit of both.
Right, because you want to do well, right? Of course.
Yeah. Whenever it's at my birthday parties, I'm just perfectly fine.
Cool.
But whenever it's like actually a show, because like am also in this other band too with some friends of mine, and they know this for a fact is I will get very, very heavy anxiety whenever we're going up.
Sure.
We played a party one time and then because we threw some songs in there that we just did like to practice. That was like a week before, and then we were like, okay, going up for the set.
Right.
It was trial by fire for that.
That's great, though. Hey, you live and learn through that, right? How'd you do? All right, you got through it.
Yep, and it was good too.
A good lesson, right?
Yep.
And that's great, because a lot of people have a problem with that. Some people, it's the opposite. Some musicians, the studio really tenses them up. And live, they have no problem. Some musicians, it's the opposite. Live really tenses them up. In the studio, no problem,
Yeah.
First,
He knows this too. Whenever we went into the studio, I also got really nervous.
Of course, yeah.
Because I'm just, whenever it's music, I take it really, really seriously.
Of course.
Music is, I want it to be my life.
Sure.
And it already is.
Yeah. Of course.
I want it to be what I do in the future.
Yeah, and you want to reach your potential, right? You want to reach your potential. And that's the more you do it. Like we always say in life, it's simple things like you get what you put in, What you put into it, Caden, you'll get out of it, man, because your passion is real, my friend, You got that love. Go ahead.
And it has been paying off because I actually got a compliment from a professional guitarist like a month ago, actually.
There you go.
I played guitar for J-Lo and Demi Lovato.
There you go.
And also endorsed by DRS, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, because we all know, Daniel, Caden, you're learning all this music, and when you listen to a lot of music, you see a lot of bands' music, you can tell when something's fake. And you can tell when something's coming from someplace real. You know what I mean? Like we always talk about it, Iron Maiden, Daniel, they've never catered to anybody. Iron Maiden for 45 years now, 50 now. How long has it been? Have never catered. They've stayed Iron Maiden, you know. And
Right.
I think that takes a lot of guts for a band, but at the same time, if you have that longevity, that fan base will grow with you, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you agree with that?
At the one Iron Maiden show I went to, not the last one, the one before, the Book of Souls tour, Bruce said, everybody under 35, raise your hand. And it was over half the crowd.
Right? Is that amazing, man? The crossover.
It was packed. I mean,
Yeah.
it was 15,000 people there, 20,000 people, whatever.
Right.
You know, that many people raise their hands. And you also see, like, guys my age, you know, with their kids there.
Exactly. The crossover.
With their kids there. And it's like, wow, man. It's like,
I mean,
you know, Iron Maiden's a family band.
you think about it, it's crossed over. I mean, you and Caden sitting right here are a perfect example of that. There's Caden. I mean, he's feeling it just like we did it. And what's that say for this music?
Yeah, it's likable.
Right.
It's natural.
It's natural, and I think it all comes from someplace real. And I think that's what you feel when it's you know, because you see there's a lot of corporate music out there, you know, corporate rock, and every band melts together. You can tell the bands that stick out, and it's like somebody like yourself, Daniel, Stage of Dreams. Reunion with the Enemy, I think, is such a unique song. We play it all the time, you know. I got such a kick out of that. And another one that you said we had you bring out of the dust was Metal Rebellion.
Yeah.
And I think when I mentioned that to you, I remember you going, "Oh yeah," like you didn't think much of it, you know. And I was like, "No, there's something there, Daniel. Dust that one off. There's something cool about it, you know."
There's an attitude about that song.
Yeah.
You know, and the guitar work is like kind of like, you know, Love My Life. The guitar solo, in my opinion, is the best part of the song.
Right.
And that's how I think Metal Rebellion is too. It's so interesting that the music that the guitarists wrote is so interesting.
Yep.
And the lyrics have a very defined attitude.
Absolutely. And Reunion with the Enemy, that's a great riff too. With the bass going with it. Very cool, man. And then the way you sing, and Jeff says he's got it on his Spotify playlist, and when it comes on, he's like, you know, he starts singing the lyrics all out loud, and his buddy's like, "What's wrong with you?" "Hey, I know this song." He's like,
Awesome.
yeah, because we love you guys. So he says he can't wait till hear Loudhailer Live My Life 15 times so it gets embedded in his head. Yeah. And that's a sign of a good song. The more you hear it, the more you like it. And then you find new things. And I found that in your music, Daniel, Stage of Dreams stuff. And I love what you do on the side with all the cover stuff, man. You do great stuff. Caden, I love what you're doing vibe-wise, my friend. I love your passion. Anytime you want to chat, you see me on Facebook, you got something to say, or you want to get on the show again, you and your dad, hey, just give me a yell. You know we're always here, and we're gonna be here for a long time, and just building this forum, and you're part of it, my friend. You know, and we're rooting.
I'm trying to build it up the best that I can.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm always thankful.
Yeah. No, I mean, your passion and the connection between you and your dad, it's so cool, man. I hope you realize how lucky you are to have a dad like Daniel, you know.
I definitely know I am.
Right, yeah, because we met your father a long time ago, and he's such a great guy, and I'm seeing the same thing in you, my friend, a great person. And thank you to Mrs. Wendy Bush for being in the room. We always try to behave. We say, Mrs. Bush is in the room, behave, guys, you know. We love that you guys are in there, and when everybody jumps in with us live, we always get a kick out of that. So, hey, we're gonna expect some Loudhailer, another song, right, guys? It'll be up on the streaming, and you guys will put out excuse me, my mic, put out a whole album, right? You will put a whole album, and that'll be all on the streaming stuff. We can get it on Spotify, or go ahead, Caden.
And for the album too, I'll reveal some of the concepts of some of the songs as a little special treat.
Oh, okay.
This. So one of the songs is about basically us and the people that listen to us.
Awesome.
It's about our community, basically.
Great.
And there's also a song that's about me and him making music together.
That's awesome, man.
And Live My Life is self-explanatory because it's about living your life to the fullest.
Yep. An anthem that rock and roll, that's what it's about, you know. It's living our lives, man, following your dreams, you know. Don't let anybody knock you down. If you're down, get up, you know, and all that good stuff. Inspiration, right? And that's what I live by, man, especially as life goes on. We got so much outside stuff that can make us bitter and angry, and I try just to keep that stuff peripheral. And that's why we got the Sane Room, my friends. You know, we get guys like you that we love so much, we support. And
Yeah, love the Sane Room.
oh, man, I appreciate that, guys. We love when you guys are in there. And, yeah, we're out here treading every week and making friends like you guys. And we're going to have to do this again, Daniel. What's it been, a year since me and you talked?
Yeah, about that.
About a year or so, right?
Yeah.
So now we got Caden in the room. He's a member of the family. And Caden, like I said, even if your dad's not around, you got something you want to promote, my friend, for the band. Say, hey, could I get on the show? Can we do a video call? You got a little 20-minute piece you want to promote on the show? You know, we'll put it on our channels and help you scream to the world, my friend.
Yeah. And actually also, I also want to mention this too. So I was just talking to one of my friends, and her name's Ari.
Okay.
And the one thing that I'm bringing up is, you know, so she actually brought up the concept for a song on the album, actually.
Okay.
And because she said something about darkness and light in the darkness, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Something being the light in the darkness.
Finding the light inside the darkness, right? We kind of do that every day, right? We have a bad day. You gotta try to flip that switch and go, man, I ain't gonna let this consume me. Let me go write a song to inspire myself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great stuff, man. Hey, it was so great to get you guys in the Sane Room, man. I hope I didn't tie you guys up at a bad time, because I was like, hey, I want to do... What's that?
Good time.
Oh, good time, man. No, we appreciate it. So, Daniel, as always, man, we got Stage Your Dreams you're always working on. Ed Would Be Thy Name, which is his cover work. Great Iron Maiden stuff. You do Haymaker, which is the combination of all the great 80s stuff. Love what you're doing there. Now, you and your son and the inspiration that is your son and all his riffing is becoming this thing called Loud Hailer, which I love the name. Great job, guys. And so you guys are family here. Thank you for being part of this thing we do, man. We love screaming for you guys, and we're listening every day.
Thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. So let's do this again. Let's not wait so long. You know what I mean? And get you guys in. And we've been thinking maybe during some of the live shows, maybe have people spontaneously call in. Maybe you or Caden spontaneously call in before we play one of your songs. So we're evolving with some stuff like that. Okay, guys?
I am completely fine with that. Just say anytime, and I'm pretty sure we'll be welcome.
Awesome, man. It's awesome, man. Much peace and love to you guys. Thanks for getting in the room, and we'll talk to you next time, man. Daniel Butch, Caden Butch from Loud Hailer. Thanks, guys.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Later. Later, guys.
See ya.
See ya.